Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. I'm just getting comfortable. Sorry for a slight delay. I was busy with something. Let me just quickly get ready and we'll jump straight into the game. Okay, here I am. Welcome everyone. Good morning. We're gonna start today with Continental Challenge bosses. So this is the event that will be available on the global server in a few days. This is the test server. So keep that in mind. As you can see, I have this amazing flying dragon. That's the new mount you get for ranking within top 3, I believe, on Temporal Vortex. So on test server, Temporal Vortex 4 has unlocked. I've tried the Flora team already, and I can't survive 5 minutes. So that's the news, right? So we'll need to do tweaking and stuff like that. However, today main focus is Continental Challenge. So first I need to give you an overview of what this event is all about, as it is changed compared to previous version. So Temporal, no, that's not. Continental Challenge or Imperial Shadow Recast is an event that happens during mid-season where we'll fight Continental bosses as well as have shadow dungeons where we can get certain crystals. The crystals will be then exchanged for rewards. The more crystals we get, the better rewards we can get. And as you can see here, at certain points we get Uteor. So I believe everyone can get it for free, hopefully. I was quite hard to get him previously, but they added so many extra tiers that I believe this will be all achievable. First things first, let's go over Shadow Dungeon. So there's a weekly limit of getting 60 of them. And as we know, it's going to be like 4 weeks at least. You can activate Shadow Challenge to get rewards. And if you use double concentrate during the Shadow Dungeon event, consume this token to increase rewards from Shadow Challenge by 100%. It excludes the first clear rewards. This item refreshes daily to 10, and each extra drop effect consumes 1. So you can get multiple of them, and there's different challenges. So the first challenge will be the Flame Domain. You need to remove burn from allies. Then you need to, on Frost Domain, you need to consume stacks of the boss Thorn skill. On the Tempest Domain, you need to kill the young dragon. So we will need to change our strategy for the dungeons. Instead of just clearing them, we need to do extra things. In here, we need to inflict attack penalty on the Harpy, dispel buff or buff prohibition on the Grave Prince. Grave of Rot will need to interrupt Scavengers Devour by dealing damage. I think that will be quite easy. I will need to eliminate some Phoenix Nestlings and inflict Backfire on the boss, and this will grant us weekly 60 maximum of these crystals that we can then use and exchange. So Uteor, I mean, still not the greatest hero, but I mean, he found his niche, he found his use, and I mean, if you can get him for free, then obviously get it. Then Continental Challenge bosses. So if you remember previously, we started with 3, 4, 5, and then 6. In here, we're starting with 2. We can get 25 amethyst by reaching different damage tiers, as you can see here. So if the goal will be reaching 22 million on each boss. Remember, the first week you can only do 2, so my guides will be aiming for it. We'll be looking for 2 easiest teams to get this. And there are multiple bosses. We have Philander, we have Vesca, we have Twitch, Vinyara, Chrysos, and Tamar. Each of them have their unique buffs that will increase your total damage output. Remember, 2 records and we'll do the guides for it. And that's pretty much it, right? I wonder if they actually expand on who we get. Every week the rankings will be reset, that's fine. You'll start with 2 chances. The boss, by the first week, each week you'll get 2 more chances. So we get 2, 4, and then 6. So we only got 3 weeks to do that. So yeah, guides will follow. I'll make a separate guide for each of this, and I'll also update my Excel sheet to help you out, guys, and get the best of it. And that's pretty much it. This covers this new Continental challenge. Hopefully this was useful for you, useful introduction to the event. And now let's get started. Let's get testing, right? That's what we want. We want to do that. We want to test it. We want to see what bosses do and how good they are. So first things first, let's have a look at all the bosses. So Philander, summoned units with the highest attack, summoned unit with the highest attack will do 240% extra damage. A high JRM, this is the new, what's it called? Continental challenge that is available on the test server right now. Right, so you're summoning. Okay, so heroes allies receive 50% increased healing and shield effects. Okay, helps us survive. And each hero can be fought only once. So this will be probably the boss. You can do the most damage with summon heroes, but I would even say not really. I mean, we could probably, I think he's like easy if we can survive because we have extra increased healing and shields. Vesca, each time a hero's ultimate skill hits an enemy, the damage of the next ultimate skill increases by 10%. So we want as many ultimates as possible, and we need to work on the proper rotation. And then use our main damage dealer as the last hero to deal damage. So that's good for like Lothier maybe, but there's a better hero for AoE. When the boss is under healing reduction or healing reversal debuffs, the damage dealt. Okay, so the boss will deal 30% less damage. Okay. So we got something that will help us survive and deal damage. Now this is where I think the teams that deal AoE damage will finally excel. AoE skills will deal 50% damage. However, for each stack of debuff resisted or dispelled, the hero gains 1 stack of attack up to 200, which is like 100% attack increase. So if we bring debuff immunity, maybe this will work. Hopefully this will resist, or someone to cleanse the poison, we will be getting these stacks. Now this one I think is the best for Wild Team. Increase hero single target skill damage. For each buff dispelled from the boss, the heroes gain 25% attack bonus. And each hero, okay, so that's the one. Chrysos, heroes' basic attacks deal extra non-crit physical damage equal to 100% attack once. So I think this is like the dauntless boss. You'll be dealing with dauntless team. When breaking the boss shield, the shield breaker gains 50% attack bonus. So that's not really great because most of the heroes that deal damage, they don't have that ability. So they will not be doing that. And then we have Tamar. For each stack of debuff on the boss, the damage taken increases by 5%. So that's once again, I mean, this could be the one that helps poison, because, you know, we can stack the poison. For each type of debuff on the boss, their damage dealt decreases. Okay, so a lot of combinations. We don't really need to, like, I can run this and I can put my wild team here and see how far we can get with that. Just to see the damage. Oh, there's no timing on it. Why is there no timing on this team? Right, so if we use this team, yes, these are season 1 bosses. So if we use that team, obviously the shields are increased. So let's see how much damage we can do. This boss has extra damage if you're playing summons. The summons will do extra damage, but I mean, come on, seriously, if we can survive without any issues, this may be the easiest boss to deal damage. Obviously, there are other bosses that boost the single target damage, but for the time being, let's try just to start it off. And I created the spreadsheet as well. So the spreadsheet will help us track everything we're doing. I'll just get it sorted in a second to show you that on the screen. There it is. So that will be this, move it to this one, and then that. Right, so that's the spreadsheet. We're gonna do it for every boss. We'll find every team possible, every team that we can, really, and see how far we can get with it. No, I just need this, really. That's the only part we need to copy multiple times. Right, so we got 1, 2 bosses. Let's leave some space. Well, we can always put new one. 4. Right, there's 6 bosses. 6. There we go. So the goal is 200 million damage. As you can see, we're very close to it. And Philander is doing nothing to us. Well, now he is doing a little bit of damage. Are we at 200 million? Or is it? Yes, that's 200 million. So, you know, for Philander, we got it. And obviously, since we do 2, we can change things around. So Philander, that will be our wild team. This will be the wrong link. I don't know why it's like that. Okay, so we will have our exactly the Vortex team. This will be what we're using. Yeah, and how much we've done? 216 million. On the first try. Hello, Al. Hello, Liz. Welcome. Thank you for following, Arturius. Welcome. So yeah, that's the first team, 216 million. Easy, right? We achieved the goal, but we're not gonna save it. Let's not make that mistake, right? So let's see another team that we can use, just copying the Temporal Vortex. And see how they do it. Oh, nice. 4 poison teams with 200 million. Nice. One second. Okay, I'll be right back. Just 1 minute. Okay, so I can see our damage dealers are dying, so let's adjust it. I think we need to put them all close together to epic cattle. Yeah, this is the U-tier challenge. Is she granting shield just... Yeah, okay, that's why. So we can't really do that. Let's try this. Yes, that's the new U-tier challenge. Sorry, I'm not sure if I answered that. So yeah, 200 million, we died, but we still managed to pull it off. And I think in this case, Nathaniel might be better. So 3 minutes 40 to do 200 million. Let's add it to the spreadsheet. Just copy our dauntless team. Right. Just so I can see this. What you see. Yeah, okay. 200 million. Easy. That's the goal, right? We want to do 200 million. Sorry, we need to do 22 million. But 200 million will work. Let's see if this team can also work. So I'm just using those teams. Does he have a skill? Yeah, right. So we want to avoid melee heroes as much as possible, really. So that's why Dauntless might not be the best against him. Hello, Ronald. Welcome. No, you didn't miss anything. This is the Continental Challenge. So we're testing the new bosses that will happen soon on Global. Obviously, we are ahead on a test server. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. And we're trying to find how to deal with it on the first week, as we only have 2 challenges that we can do. So we can only challenge those bosses 2 times. So we want to find 2 highest possible damage teams that we can do, and we'll see what bosses we can basically try and fight against, okay? Because yeah, so first we will have to try everything we know about Philander boss, and I think as long as we bring heal shield, we will do just fine. As you can see, now we're using Horn on Ogog instead of Adolphus shield, so this gives us the opportunity to deal extra damage. And the fight is only 5 minutes compared to Vortex 10, so that's worth keeping in your head. And as you can see, we're almost at 200 million with 2 minutes spare, so as long as Ogog can survive, I think we'll be just fine. Oh yeah, Alexander, that's obviously you want to do as much damage as possible. However, why I'm talking about 200 million is because that's where our damage goes down significantly. So that's why my aim with most teams is that 200 million, because then you can adjust it. Yeah, maybe I'll find a team like that, but I don't follow Chinese meta. I want to see what we can do. And also, I need to change the Psychic Core. I need to invest into Psychic Core. Also, remember, my equipment has no extra stats and no temper as well. I could max out the equipment, but that would not be really relevant to most players. So there we go, 216 million. So that was actually the Dauntless team. I'll need to delete the links. Oh wow, why is it like that? That's all we need, really. And then we have another wild team. I'm just using the tier list teams at the moment, because looks like these teams are working. 4 damage dealers, 1 support at this stage. We will adjust it, move it around. So as you can see, the team with Ogok is doing similar damage to the team with Adolphus. Obviously, we will need to do tweaks, etc. to timings as well, because it's not Temporal Vortex, but it gives us an idea. Yeah, equipment is a really big struggle this season. Mainly because they reduced the bread. The bread almond has been reduced significantly, so... Okay, so we got this team sorted. Let's have a look at what other teams can do. So we got Dauntless with Nathaniel. I think this team will do similar or even better than Ife Cattle team in this case, because we got Healing, Boost, oh, 30 times a day. I love it. I love it. 30 times a day we can simulate the battle, which is tremendous. It helps a lot with testing. Party for all the bosses or each boss? I have no idea. We'll have to try. But yeah, as I thought, Nathaniel will do way better here than Ipicatl. Yes, Alexandru, I would definitely improve my mythic equipment, remember that even if you improve it with, let's say, element of fire, you can still use it on other heroes. They will just not gain the benefits of it. Oh, they increased daily stamina a little bit. That's fine. Okay. So 206 million with this team. So let's add it. Just a quick run through with what we have, and then we'll improve. Obviously, this is very spender heavy, but we will find the teams that are free to play friendly. Okay, we're just trying to see what is the ceiling with these teams that are supposed to outperform everything else. And then we have the poison team. Let's have a look what happens here. Yeah, Philander is definitely doing a lot of damage to our tank here, so we will need to build build him tankier, basically. Okay, so 140 million we die. So let's add this to the spreadsheet as well, just quickly, so we can have a look. And then we will create much better teams. We'll counter the mechanics, utilize them. So that's why I want to see how good the salmon team will be here, right? So that's our next team. So salmons gain extra benefits here. We're not really utilizing any of the legendary salmons. Can we keep her here? Let's see if we can keep her there. The egg. Can the egg tank? That's the question. If the egg can survive it, then that will be awesome. Now, the reason why salmons are good against philander is philander's ultimate will focus the salmons. That's how you can cheese that strategy. But can we do enough damage? That's the question. Okay, so 200 million achieved. We got 1 minute 30, so looks like, yes, this will be the best team against Philander. Our bird did die though, so I want to move things around so the bird doesn't die. $220 million. So yeah, so far the highest damage. Okay, let's try this again with a slight change. Let's see if she can tank it. Because what we can do here, we can put Tauren, we can improve the damage of this team, okay? We can put Tauren instead of Felocia and see if the team can survive long enough. Because Tauren will have Horn, which will increase the damage everyone does in the team. Yeah, Liz, apparently it will go well with the Dark Lady. However, I would be skeptical because that's so far in the future that anything can happen, really. Now, those of you who have just joined on YouTube, could you please click the like button? It will help with the visibility of the stream. And I would much appreciate that. It doesn't take long. Just press the like button and can keep going. Right. So the bird still dies. The salmon still dies. So there's nothing we can do about it. Philander just does too much damage. But we're doing good. We're doing good, and I think we might even try and dump Premsta here, but I'm not sure how that would work. Hi, Seox. Let me translate what you said to English. Long time no see. I agree. I haven't streamed in a while, but here I am. Keep going forward. That's what I'm doing. King Arthur Legend is watching you too, but Dragon Breath is more fun. Yeah, DragonHeir is more fun. I agree. I stopped playing King Arthur Legend Rise. I just didn't really enjoy that game anymore. So if I don't enjoy a game, I'm just dropping that game. Okay, so there we go. No, we're not saving. Right, so we'll improve all of these teams. Durango instead of Vicana. Let's try this. Right, let's see where this team does. Oh yeah, extra eggs. That's what I'm thinking as well. Getting this powerful salmon. Good night, JRM. Enjoy your night. Sweet dreams. Oh, I need to set up a timer, guys, at 9:45. I need to jump off for like 15 minutes. So that would be the break time. But that's like half an hour from now. I just need to set up a timer because without the timer, I never remember. That's Ice Blast beat Little Vanny's Dark Lady for Vortex. Chris, I don't follow Chinese version of the game, so I have no idea. I think your best point of contact will be Nev Gaming. He's playing Chinese version as well. Okay, so it died. That's fine. That's what happens with the other team as well. So this team is doing only 100 something million damage. So yeah, we can put it in because people will want to see that as well. Although should we? Nah, that's low. But yeah, if you don't have Vicana, Durango, still 100 million, but that's not what you want on first day. On first day, you want to find two teams that can do over 200 million. Nice. So Ice Blast can still be very powerful. I like that. So we can definitely delete some teams here. We don't need this team. Oh, Ludwig, thank you for becoming a member. Much appreciated for the support. We can delete Vicana team. That's an old team. I'm not using that team anymore. Dauntless team with Wukong. Okay. Let's go for it. But with Ifu Cattle. So this will not be great. What's his name would do better? In this case, Nathaniel will do better against this boss. But obviously, guys, this is just a start. I'm supposed to increase the Psychic Core as well, okay? Because at this stage, your Psychic Core will already catch up to me. Thank you, Ludwig. Much appreciated. Yeah, I think Monkey is not going to be too good here. Still doing low damage. Doesn't bring much to the team, you know. That's also an issue. Yeah, I know, Alexandru. But you'll get quite a lot of affinity after the settlement. Yeah, extra X, we can do that as well. But before we do that, I just want to run the tests on each of the bosses and see which affinity performs best at each boss. Because remember, that's important. We want to find this highest possible damage. So, Extra X, keep your ideas, note them somewhere, and please remind me later on. So 162 million with Monkey. No, let's not use it. Right, so Monkey doesn't work. We can definitely delete that team as well to make space for new teams. Team 7, no, I'm not using that anymore. That was my Rod dungeon. Team 22, where did I use that team? I think that's the pillars. Yeah, we're not testing this anymore. It's done. Team 25, where am I using it? Probably nowhere. Where I'm using this team again. Right. Right. I cleared the I cleared the Fae. I did record all the videos as well for Fae. So let's delete them. Fae damage, we don't need that. Fae Vinyara damage. All of those teams are included in the Philander video. Okay, so Grave of Rot. Yeah, we need it. Frost domain. Let's keep it. That's one of the domains as well, or something. So yeah, okay. So we made some space for other teams. But yeah, looks like. Oh yeah, we need to create 2 more teams that I didn't test. Hero scrolls will not reset. You will keep your scrolls. So what we need now is Rally and Poison, right? Sorry, Rally and Frost. That's seem weird. I'm not convinced about Filto's damage anymore. I don't like Filto. I like Huberg more. Yeah, Pay is pain. Fey is pain. Now, there's multiple ways we can survive. We can survive with Asila, and she will grant us Horn buff as well. Or we can go with shield and heal with Garius. Let's go this way at the moment. Good morning, Daisy. Welcome. All right. So we got a couple minutes to build this team. I don't. Did you guys build a rally team using the puppeteer set? What will be the cool? What will be the rotation at like 13.5 seconds? I'm very curious about that. 13.5. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. We can run this set. But then who do you use it on? Do you use it on low fear? As I believe Alton can do a lot of damage. Okay. Because when I built Alton last time, he did a lot of damage. So that's why I'm thinking about using him. But obviously we can change things and use this equipment on Alton and do damage with Hubert. I believe Filto in this might not be the greatest hero. I also heard he's got nerfed. Yeah. I'm not sure what, because I'm not a rally player, Alexander. What equipment do you use on what's his name? Philander. Like, do we have a set that boosts the damage based on number of attacks? Something like this, maybe Gambler. Hi, Michelle, welcome. Hmm. We could really use 4 range to survive longer if we struggle. But yeah, let's go with this one. This is the safe set. Yeah, because his skill will trigger that. And we can actually try the offensive variant first, and if he fails, then we'll go for the defensive one with Mountain on Echo. Mountain's Echo. Me and the naming. Right, that's looking solid. Yeah, I think he needs his artifact to really shine. Wow, 220 million damage increase. Nice one. Okay, so how do we build Alton? It's been a while since I built a rally team. I don't like rally. The idea behind them is amazing. Sounds like you can combo, but in reality, it's not that great. Oh wow, that was something. Sorry, I'm trying to eat in the meantime, so I'm not speaking that much. And in here, we're gonna go for safety. It doesn't need damage, really. So that's what we'll go for. We'll go for as much attack as possible. It will boost Alton's damage. It's not gonna boost Philander's damage, so... Good morning, Rashid, and good morning, Dimor or Angel. Sorry, I'm just reading. Sorry, Demon Angel. I'll catch up with you after. I'm just gonna send you one message, all right, on Discord. Rashid, nice. Glad to hear they were waiting for it. So let's equip this. Okay, so looks like our team is ready. Oh, not quite. We need to upgrade everyone's skills and talents. Yeah, I'll definitely post videos on it. First, we're gonna test everything, see how these teams do against each boss. It's gonna be a while, okay? I'll try to stream today. I'll try to stream on Friday as well. But I don't think I'll be able to stream tomorrow and other days. I'll still test. Just not during live stream. Thank you, Liz. Yes, if you're watching on YouTube, please consider pressing the like button. Okay. So let's have a look at talents. No. No. Hmm. This is much better. For this encounter. Yes, I'll share the spreadsheet. Hold on, let me grab a link. Now, what do we do here? Okay, those two talents are quite useful because we can boost the attack that we transfer, or maybe this only works at the start of the battle, but what else do we have here? Actually, this is better. This will be amazing, but only lasts for 30 seconds. I'm fighting Philander. Yeah, we go with the top one. I'm just testing all available teams against a single boss, because remember, we don't need to use, there's no extra affinity damage, there are some buffs now that deal extra damage, so that's what I'm looking at the moment. So far summons do the most damage here, then it's the wild team, and then dauntless. Wow, 800 million. Okay, so what we can do is 13.5-second rotation. We'll start with him. That's what I would like to do. We'll see if it works. Short of 2 billion. All right, sorry, I didn't read the other part. All right. Okay, looks like it's working. Although he did cast his ultimate earlier. Or was I seeing things? No, looks like it's in sync. But yeah, we're definitely taking a lot of damage. It's not supposed to be the best team against that, remember? I'm just building a team and trying to see how this team compares to other teams against this boss, and then we're gonna move on to Frost team that will help us have those teams built. And then all we need really is use them against other teams, other bosses, and see what works best. And once we have this OP teams, the top tier teams, then we will downgrade and look for free-to-play friendly teams. And we'll need to increase the affinity, the psychic core as well. But at the moment, let's keep it with this psychic core, as this is something that will be achievable by most of you on first week. Remember, you won't have all of the psychic core elements maxed out, but you will have your main team elements maxed out. Okay, so we actually survived the whole battle. That's good. That's what I wanted to see, really. And we've done 95 million. She's obviously quite low. Can I insert more than one? Want to insert more? There's a shortcut for that. Oh man, need some Excel whiz. Right, you know what? That might actually take a while. So. Okay, there we go. And that will be our rally. So we used philander. We used Alton. We used Huberg. Lorenfiel. Don't know how to spell his name, and we used Garius. We'll fix it all later on, guys. Don't you worry. We remove this. We got this team saved, and we know this team is doing 95 million. Once again, proving the point that Rally is bad. Again, single target. I was checking the stream and I see that you didn't use Frost team yet. Yes, that's the next team we're gonna build. Because I didn't have those teams prepared. They were not ready. Because we didn't use them anywhere, really. They were like, not necessary. But I got meeting in 2 minutes, guys. So I will be back in 15 minutes. And after that, we'll continue testing, okay? So everyone, 15-minute break. I'll just save this as... Where's the team? Rally CC. Okay. And as I said, I'll be back in about 10 to 15 minutes. Yes, this is Otherworld Season 1. So guys, grab something to eat, grab something to drink, and we'll be back in about 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, everyone, I'm back. Welcome back. Let's see what's happening. Let me catch up with the chat, etc. Just restarted the chat. That wasn't smart. I lost the chat. Let's look through the Twitch. Not much there. And here, yeah. AG, how do you find the gear in this season? I personally can't get some set as they deleted from the game for me. Yeah, the sets changed. Obviously, some of them did, but it's very hard to get equipment. Okay, it's very hard to get equipment this season, guys. I believe they need to change that. I have unlimited resources and I'm okay with it. But you guys, that's so hard. Excuse me. Too many freaking sets. Yes, I agree. I love that there's so many sets, but I hate that it's so hard to get the sets you need. That's the issue. Back in the old seasons, we didn't have that much choice. Right? We didn't have that much choice. Now it's just... Right, so for those of you who don't know, Vitar sucks at this content. So we're not gonna use Vitar. We'll use Lelvanis, Oster. And then we don't really have much choice. I mean, Rowena as a single target is quite good. Yeah, I think we'll need to go with Rowena. This is why I don't like Frost at this stage. I mean, we could go with Drist. But I don't think he will out damage. Do we have crit damage aura? Defense. Alright, interesting. Now the issue with Drist here is he will suffer. But we can boost Oster's damage this way. Oh, we need 4 anyway. Yeah, we need 4. So let's go... Or maybe... I thought maybe building her damage and using Rava. Usha, yeah. Usha will be better damage-wise. That's true. Yeah, Ragewood, welcome. Yeah, I agree. So the equipment is hard to get. That's why, like I said in Philander video that, oh, you should be using Holy Hunter set across the board. But I forgot you guys can have that. You can have one set of Holy Hunter, but not 3. It was much easier to build the sets back in the old DragonHeir. Okay, guys, should we try something else? Should we... Who should we use as a tank? I was thinking, okay, because we have her. She's good, very good. Everyone's got damage reduction. So that she's the usual choice. But should we give him a chance? Because in theory, she has way better utility. So let's start with her and then we'll adjust. Because she is the safe choice. Velocia is the safe choice because the amount of shields she grants is so huge. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Vitar wouldn't be good here. Well, we can try Vitar as well, but I think she's not that great at single target. I think Usha and Rowena outdamage Vitar for single target damage. Yes, Cloudfighter, this is the test server, and we're testing the new Continental Challenge bosses. So this content is not available on your servers just yet. Okay, so she's built. Now next one. So Losenia will be this. When she casts her ultimate, we will grant every Frost hero extra damage. So she will wear this. Like back in the days, I didn't grind some bosses because I already had or didn't need some gear, but now I have to grind like every single boss. That's true, Ludwig. That's so true. Have to agree with that. It's so true. And then we go here and we're looking for some accuracy crit rate. Right, the reason why we'll stack in accuracy is because for this, we will use that one. That mythic, I love it. Could actually even go for crit rate here. Brotherhood set. What is it? Brotherhood set. Oh, wow. Low crit damage, but didn't expect to get that much crit rate. And now Oster. Is this a good set for Oster? That's what I'm thinking. It's either between this or that, but he doesn't really trigger skill with, sorry, crit with skill. I think this is way better for him. I mean, they should have this crafting thing for every season. I hope they do. I hope they do. And also, in new season, we have a chance to carry over 4 pieces of equipment. But I don't think it's enough. Or why do I have Frost here? Right. I don't like that. The reason I don't like that is because I don't want to use it. I could boost the damage. Yeah, okay, we will... Oh, but that's a lot of attack I lost. Oh, that's because we're not actually looking for this. We're looking for that. Right, even we lost even more attack. We lost the sad bonus. Right. So. Heart of the Gambler. Was that crit rate? Yeah. Very low crit rate. I don't like it. It's looking better. Actually, this will be better. The main reason why this will be better because we're getting a lot of crit damage. But there's two ways. Sorry, wrong helmet on Oster. Oh yeah, you're right. Thanks. Nice. Okay, we could build Oster the same way we built Usha. And now the question is, shall we run this? Or instead get this to boost Rowena's, Oster, and Lysenia's attack, right? So that's what we will do. Test basically later on, guys, okay? We'll do all of those damage tests and tweaking later on. For the time being, we need to have a baseline. Okay, can we get something like that? So we got more crit rate than we need. That's fine. Right, cool. So that's our team. Okay, let's get her talents up. Finally. I did farm some talents, as you can see. Okay. So skill timings. So this is what I don't like about Frost team. Look, everyone's got different. We could try cap on him, but I believe the ring did me the highest damage output yet. We'll tweak it later on. So with this, we're looking at 18-second rotation, right? Even though we could try Lysenia more, Lysenia quicker, basically, by 18 seconds. Even like this. Gambler set for Oster. Because he's not doing skill damage. I don't think this counts as a skill damage. This does. But not this. So I believe Gambler is a better set for him. Okay, let's have a look. The baseline. Let's see what happens. Oh, that's what you mean. So we shouldn't time Oster. Yeah, I see what you mean now. Okay. Right. We could do that, but we will lose a lot of damage if we give him the set, and it will be hard to time. But what we can do is just do this. I totally forgot I don't know how to play Oster because I never had him. Wait, I think I made a mistake. I didn't give anyone that set. No, she's got it. Okay. But I don't have puppy tier set on anyone. I think I need puppy tier set on Usha. I have crit rate here. Okay. But yeah, don't expect any huge damage here. This is just basically to build the team and show how good it is against this boss. That's what I was thinking as well, Ronald. See, if we could give him even Witch's Remain on Oster, if his attacks, I'm not sure they can, if his attacks can apply like fireballs, if they can apply Witch's Remain, then we'll have a huge upkeep on that Witch's Remain. And Losenia with the changes, she can do damage. But we'll tweak things around. I just want to run these teams against all the bosses. Thank you for subscribing. Much appreciated. Oh wow, Oster died. Right, so yeah, definitely we'll need tweaks. But yes, we got the team ready that we can use against other bosses. Obviously, other bosses will require tweaking as well. Does it look like Dauntless? I think it looks like Dauntless. There you go. Okay, so that was the first boss. We got the teams ready for the first boss. I'll tweak around, and then obviously we'll look for free-to-play friendly teams as well. But for now, just a quick run through the bosses with the best teams, right? So we have Vaska. The second boss is Vaska. So all I need now is just basically copy this bit. In here. Okay, and we start from the top. Let's go. Hey Rastafaris, welcome, and thank you for following. Considering I've been watching more and more of your videos, only felt right to sub. How we getting on? I'm doing good, just trying to find baseline against the bosses that will come to global soon, and then we'll start tweaking. So if we run all the top tier teams against the bosses, we will see their total damage. Obviously, each boss is unique, so we will need to use different strategies. But for the time being, let's just run it. Look, that's what's happening here, right? So he's summoning these minions, he's getting some buffs, and we don't do the damage we should. So the Flora team might be worse against that boss compared to like Frost, etc. So that's what I'm doing, like seeing what team single target AoE works against which boss, and then we will tweak, counter the buffs or whatever the boss is doing, counter the mechanics, and find the best teams for each of them. Hey, so which team to use if no Lelvanis for second boss? Yeah, in this case, as you look at this team, against this guy, Vitar might work. That's the thing, AoE. We need AoE here. So as you can see, this boss annihilated Wild team. 60 million, we couldn't survive. Okay, so we redeploy. So against this boss, we need other strategies. So let's see if some generic builds that we do work, right? Actually, I think against this, the Nathaniel one will be way better. Again, Temporal, Vortex, if you cattle, I believe is your choice, but since we need to group them all together here against this boss, and we have melee heroes in range of the enemy boss, we will need some kind of extra healing, but who knows, maybe I'll be wrong. But look at this, 36 million already. You need to hit 22, no, not for this part, TX. For this part, you want to do as much damage as possible. Lily, thank you for subscribing. So for this boss, for this part, you want to do as much damage as possible to get higher ranking on the leaderboard. Right. Sorry, got distracted there. So yeah, 80 million. We have hard time surviving. Look at this. Vortex is full damage. However, here we require strategy to counter mechanics. Each boss has a unique mechanic that we need to counter. So we've done 85 million with this team. I'll show you this once again. Let me just quickly leave this fight. So each boss has two mechanics that we need to counter or utilize. Against Philander, summoned unit with the highest attack will deal more damage, and all allies will receive 50% increased healing and shield. Against this guy, each time a hero's ultimate skill hits an enemy, the damage of the next ultimate will increase by 10%. When the boss is under healing reduction or healing reversal debuffs, their damage dealt decreases by 30%. So as you can see, this boss is doing a lot of damage. So having healing reduction or healing reversal will work. It will help us survive longer. So we'll need to find a hero for that. And so other heroes, but we'll get to them eventually. But for the time being, we're just gonna run the generic teams. Poison, Ice, and Rally will shine on that one. Exactly. So if we look at Permafrost, for example, and we look at Healing Reversal, that's only Berengar, but Healing Reduction, look at the Healing Reduction that we can apply. But the thing here is, if we use one of these two heroes, we have 0 sustain. We could run 5 range using Fia, but I don't think that's enough healing. Against this boss, we might need to use 2 supports and 3 damage dealers, which would mean Vaska will be the boss where you will do the least damage. So against, I think Vaska will be the boss we leave for the last week. Because remember, you need to do damage. You need to do a lot of damage against these bosses. Now let's try Ogok against this team. Still not bringing any reduction. Maybe attack penalty is enough. Okay, because previous teams didn't have any attack penalty. So if we add attack penalty to the mix on Vaska, if we can survive, we can forget healing reversal or healing prohibition. Because that mechanic helps us survive. I believe there is a better boss for the poison team. But yeah, look, if we brought in AoE damage here, as long as the minions, as long as when we damage the minions, the damage does count, we will do a lot of damage here. And poison team with even maybe a rare poison team with explosion, utilizing that explosion might work wonders here because there's so many minions. There will definitely be some strategies like cheesy strats to deal with it. So 63 million with this team. So that's our single target teams. These teams shine against Temporal Vortex. And now we have Dauntless team with Nathaniel, which I believe has a little bit better survivability than if you cattle against these bosses. Sorry guys, I just smacked my mic. Hopefully I didn't make too much noise. Apologies for your ears. In China servers, minions from these bosses are coded different and they don't get 90% damage reduction if you want to take advantage of that. So you're saying these minions don't have that 90% damage reduction. So yeah, so we want AoE against this boss, basically. That confirms what I was saying. I was asking actually if we can do something like that. 89 actually. So yeah, single target will not work on Vasca. Now let's try the first AoE team that we have is the poison team. And we should group them together. Well, wait. All enemies, yeah, so it doesn't matter. Our placement doesn't matter really. Well, it might does matter if we can get all these minions around here. Oh wow, but I see the AI is terrible. He just wasted that there. Okay, cool. But it's damage, yeah. Oh, we already have Vikana in this team. But yeah, we could definitely bring Durango. Okay, I think Ogok rather than Adolphus will do better here. Yeah, we don't need to refresh poison here. We will mostly apply poison to the minions and kill them. Yeah, we will do the tweaks for all of these teams later on, guys. So don't worry. OP Fire, welcome. 53 million. Now let's try the salmon team. Right, I'm expecting solid damage here, and I don't think we need Irzillas. In this team, we might replace Irzillas with another AoE hero like Zadok. I just wonder, there is a limitation of how many summons you can have on the board. Wow, look at the level Vanis damage. We have a winner for this. We have a winner for this boss, guys. Look at this. She's like a rook here. What? This is what I'm saying. First, let's run all the bosses before we decide. And Yeah, so if he buffs Relvanis with his ult, that's just crazy. All we need to do is survive. Do we need Premsta in this team? If we don't need Premsta, it's only 80,000 DPS that we're losing. We could bring in another support to help us survive. Or build everyone super tanky. There's no affinity required, OP Fire. We can use whatever team against whatever boss. There might be placement we can use, a different placement, because I'm putting everyone here in the middle, right? 241. That's the highest damage we've done so far with any team on these bosses. So what we can do here is we can utilize a different formation. Like try and squeeze those guys together, because remember her battle skill only works in this 3-3, and we have Lelvanis tanking. She's solid. She can survive. And Losenya can take like majority of them. Maybe that will work. Yeah, so if we spread this damage, look, our damage dealers are only taking one enemy minion each. That means they can survive longer. I think that makes sense. I'm testing Vasca against all the teams that I created. So these are the Vortex teams. I didn't change anything. I didn't change any timings, any equipment. These are Vortex teams against these bosses. And once we have all the results, we will tweak things around. Because instead of testing 10 dauntless teams on this boss, when we see this team doesn't work, we'll test 10 summon teams. You see what I'm saying? Same against the first boss. Summons 2020. And then 216 wild, 200 million dauntless. Look at this so far, these teams. Surprised. Continental challenge Lelvanis, looking good. But that's against the teams that they are supposed to be good. So summons are supposed to be good against this boss. Surprisingly, they're good against this boss. But maybe the other teams will outscale that one. But yeah, definitely we can survive a little bit longer, I would say, utilizing this strategy. And we can survive even longer by tweaking the equipment and giving all of them this extra healing per basic attack. That will help as well. So we can adjust survivability of this team, and then we'll look into free-to-play variants of this team. We'll also run a little Vanis without her exclusive artifact, etc. So it's a long stream today, guys. A few breaks in between as well. I'll try to cover as much as possible on the live stream. That's why I want to show all the bosses. And then I'll do testing outside of the live stream, because the next live stream I plan to do on Friday. I'll try to do a schedule dependent on my work and try to schedule live streams like twice a week only. You know, quality over the volume. So next, rally. Okay, and we're gonna do something very similar. Can actually... Yeah, I think this will be troublesome because we use Garius here. So philander should go this way, but it will leave our backline exposed. Hopefully we have enough damage to counter that. But yeah, Garius is taking the damage from the archers. That's fine. First rotation. Yeah, looking better here. Now, also the reason why our Lilvanis did such a good damage is because I believe there's a mechanic that every ultimate will increase the other ultimate damage by 10%, and Lilvanis was the last one. So yeah, look at Huberg. Yeah, Huberg shines against AoE targets, and this is why we also have Witch's Remain on Huberg, because if we put it on Alton, we wouldn't do that much damage. We wouldn't apply that many debuffs, and his range is exceptional. Yeah, exactly, TXM. So at the moment, the file is still work in progress. Yeah, exactly. The file, but you can see what teams excel with. So while this team has potential and should be doing a lot of damage, the issue here is our backline is so squishy, we are getting demolished.